All right, guys, I'm going to show you how I am doing some editing here when it comes to putting together an audiobook. Let me show you how it's done. So this is my raw audio. I did, for the most part, through this whole thing. Took a break in between here, the big space. My wife wanted something, so I stopped. I'm not sure what the heck happened. Or I was trying to figure something out. I don't know what the deal is. But that's some editing space right there. I'm going to show you how I go through the process of editing here, okay? Let me just show you the effects. I like doing this first to get it out of the way. It's just easier. And this is a pretty easy, straightforward book, so it's not one of these things where I have to, you know, I probably don't have to add any words or whatever if I made a mistake. So, and the shorter the book is, the easier it is, especially for nonfiction. So, all right, so there you go. I gave it right here. I gave it my special effect, which is my dynamic processing that I use. That gives it an even level. All right. I usually do normalizing it to 3 dB. Okay. Minus 3 dB, which is a standard that they insist you have. Okay, it looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and I remove some of the noise from it. Do a noise reducer here. All right, some noise reduction. Okay, boom. All right, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Chapter 3. Chapter 3, no long-term vision. I am the first to admit that when I was listening to it yet, I go through the process where I find my spots here, okay? This is my spots where I snapped and whatever. Car dealers. Okay. Car dealers are in. My son's here. He can come on in. Come on in, Liam. Come on, buddy. I don't care if he's in here editing. Car dealers. Hey, buddy. Car dealers. What you doing, Liam? Car dealers are in a perpetual rat race, and the 30-day reporting cycle is destroying the business. This rat. See, as long as I know these claps and snaps, I know where and it's just second nature where to find it. This rat race prevents. And this right here, this function right here, the play function, and also the play to the end helps. So I'm not always, So it just kind of goes through the process instead of. This rat race prevents car dealers. So I'm not even going to really listen to it. I'm just looking for the little beeps first. This rat race to reach to the market and makes it a long-term to reach to the market. This rat race. Okay, I'm going to look for the other parts of it here. There's spots where I kind of snap my fingers that show me where the edits are. Okay. When was the last time you had? All right, and this right here is a long pause. I was probably trying to figure something out about the book, so let me go back to it. At a meeting. This right here is very helpful. The zoom to selection. At a meeting. When was the last? This is Cool Edit Pro, but I'm sure Cool Edit Pro is kind of like the grandfather of Adobe Edition. Before Adobe Edition purchased Cool Edit Pro, so this probably has a similar feature on Adobe. When was the last time you had a meeting with your senior management team? Okay, there's my snaps. When was the last time you had a meeting with your senior management? Meanwhile, Amazon. When was the last time you had a meeting with your senior management? Meanwhile. When was the last? Go further. The Nook. It was too late. Oh, when was the? Meanwhile. It was too late. Meanwhile, started up there. Meanwhile, Amazon. More you're familiar with these zoom features, the easier it becomes. All right. While you are chasing a number, importance of online reviews, emergence of Carvana, emergence of OEM subscription, Jack Welch. You squeeze, and the company sinks 5 years later. All right, so boom, boom. I'm putting my spaces on here. That's a 1.6. which is required. Okay, at the end, and in the beginning, you need at least a 0.6 in here. So I put a 0.6 of silence in the beginning. Boom. Let me go ahead and just... Here to zero. Not much has changed since then. Car dealers are in a perpetual... Let me just try to boost it one more time to normalize here. Yeah. Chapter 3. No long-term vision. All right, and let me go ahead and get rid of the noise reduction. Boom, and that's all done right there. Okay. Now, let me do it. I need to do a quality check and just read it through so I didn't make sure I didn't screw it up. So I'm going to go look at that. So chapter 3, no long-term vision. This is going to be a short one, so. Chapter 3, no long-term vision. I am the first to admit that when I was in retail, we didn't have a long-term vision. Our time horizon was 30 days. How many cars are we going to sell this month? And on the first of each month, I would go from here to zero. Not much has changed since then.
That's my fault.
Car dealers are in a perpetual rat race. Car dealers are in a perpetual rat race. I would go from here to zero.
I would go from hero to zero. I try to make it sound like I'm, because if you don't make it sound like exactly how it goes, it flows, it's going to sound weird.
I would go from here to zero.
I would go from hero to zero. I would go from hero to zero. I would go from hero to zero. All right? Let me go ahead and make sure that I give it a dynamic processing here. Boom. I would go from hero. That might work just fine. So let me go back to...
I would go from...
I need to save this. If you don't save it with Cool Edit Pro, you're going to be screwed. All right, let me see here.
I would go from... Each month, I would go from hero to zero.
Okay, good. That was a screw-up that got fixed.
Not much has changed since then. Car dealers are in a perpetual rat race, and the 30-day reporting cycle is destroying the business. This rat race prevents car dealers from developing a long-term strategy and makes it almost impossible to react to the market changes. Majority of publicly traded companies report on a quarterly basis, and even that is often criticized by investors because it places all the focus on the short-term success, and that in turn might not align with long-term sustainability of the business. Here is a perfect example. Barnes & Noble didn't want to develop an e-reader because they felt that there was no market for it, and it would negatively impact their profit and loss statement. Meanwhile, Amazon grabbed a 90% market share with Kindle, and by the time Barnes & Noble came out with the Nook, it was too late. When was the last time you had a meeting with your senior management team to discuss plans for the next 6 months, year, or even 3 years? My guess is probably never. While you are chasing a number, here are a few things your dealership most likely missed. Change in shopping habits, importance of online reviews, emergence of Carvana, emergence of OEM subscriptions, and the list goes on. Jack Welch, former CEO of General Electric, says it best. Management is about managing in the short term, while developing the plans for the long term. Any jerk can have short-term earnings. You squeeze, 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 and the company sinks 5 years later.
All right, so we're good with that. Let's go ahead and save this. All right, I'll even show you some other last-minute things here because I'm going to send this to the author. So this is going to be Chapter 3. So it's going to be 05-Chapter 3. And the reason why I do this, it's because for ACX standards, because as you can see, you know, the first... Okay, let me look up my, gosh, what is this? Come on, man. Oh, for goodness sake. There we go. Okay, see, 01, 02, 01 is going to be the first, when it goes to audiobook, that's going to be the first thing that they hear, the first track. So I'm actually creating tracks for the audiobook by doing this. 01, opening credits. 02, introduction. 03, chapter 1. 04, chapter 2. 05, chapter 3. Okay? Now, I'm going to send these to the author, and I'm going to convert them, okay? Because they need to be converted. There's a great little program that you can get online. It's called Free AC, Free Audio Converter.
Okay, FREAC. Just look it up online, get it. It's easy to get. It converts very nicely. I got it all set up. So all I do is, and it's all, the settings are all put together and it's all spelled out for me. I had to figure it out when I first got it, but I'm not going to show you that. Let me see. Let's go through where it is. Okay. All right. All of them. And all of these are all WAV files. I'm going to convert this to MP3. 192 KBS is what is the ACX requirements for an audiobook. Okay. So boom, I hit start. Boom, it's going to be going. And ooh, it's going to the wrong folder. Okay, let's shoot. Gosh. I'm doing this too quickly here. Okay, let's. Yes. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay, now I need it to go to crazy shit folder. That's the title of his book. Don't start yelling at me. All right, so, yeah. Okay, so it's going there. Okay. Boom. Let's do it again now. There we go. Boom. Now this is converting into the MP3, the correct MP3, which is 192 KBS. All right. And as I go along, I want to get rid of these WAV files too. I don't want them sitting out there. Or maybe, you know what, I might keep them because I might submit them to Voice Bunny. Why not? So I'll leave them, I guess. Hold on, let me, okay, so now I'm going to go give these to the author. Max Zanin here on Fiverr. All right, come on, Max. All right, let me go ahead and message him. All right, I want the conversation with Max Zanin. Okay. Hey, Max. I cleared out the rest of my projects and deadlines, and your book is priority this week. Should get it done shortly. Here's what I have so far. They are already formatted for ACX. What chapter am I up to? Chapter 3. So far, I've gotten up to chapter 3. Here are far for your review. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, they're not going to give me the option. Let's see where we're at here. That's the 192. Yeah, 192 kbps, the bit rate. It's the bit rate that needs to be there. Okay, so, and that's probably going to be the first one, so I'm going to just, pretty sure this is it. I got to make sure. Okay, MP3, yep. MP3. MP3 and MP3. Okay, open. Boom, boom, boom. Sending all the files to Max on Fiverr because he did order this through Fiverr, not through ACX. ACX, I actually upload the chapters directly to ACX when I'm doing an ACX book, and they're able to review it from there. But he has to go into his own file. And all right, hey Max, I cleared out all the rest of my projects and deadlines, and your book is priority this week. Should get it done shortly. Here's what I have so far for your review. They are already formatted for ACX requirements, and you can upload them anytime. So far, I've gotten up to chapter 3. Here's the file so far for your review. All right, let me hit send. Okay, there you go. He's got them all. Yep, he's got them all for his review. There's his message. All right, so we're good to go. All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to share this here to Facebook, this video, for you guys to check out. Hope that's helped. And I'll probably send it to YouTube later.